30 cringe-inducing nice guy stories, according to Reddit. Number 30. I was set up with a friend of a friend who was a nice guy when I was in high school. I was 16 years old, he was 20. We hung out a few times, talked about our interests, nothing crazy, and definitely nothing sexual. At the end of our last hangout session, we took a walk, and he asked if we could hold hands. Innocent enough, right? I already knew I wasn't into him, but I didn't see the harm in just holding hands. Apparently, I was wrong. Being the tramp that I was, his words, not mine, I instinctively laced my fingers with his instead of cupping them when we held hands. That's what lovers do. How could I lead him on like that? What a bitch. He then proceeded to go full crazy. He blasted me all over social media, MySpace at the time, of course, and even wrote a series of poems about it. Not sappy, sorrowful prose. I ended up being murdered in most of them. I wish I were exaggerating or being dramatic, but I just got as far away from him as humanly possible, all over holding hands the wrong way. Seriously, who cups their hands when holding hands anyway? Makes a tiny sweat pool that you have to carry around. No thank you. No thank you, okay? Oh my god. As we continue up to number 29. I was at a party with my new classmates, probably 60 people in the house. That sure as hell wasn't made for 60 people. The party dwindles down to around 20 people early on, as we had class the next day, but a good group of people were willing to stick around and drink and get to know one another. A nice guy was getting orders so we could make a beer run, and I agreed to help. Originally it was myself and 2 other girls and 2 boys going. I don't know what happened, but the nice guy had changed it around a bit, and now I was the only girl going, which I didn't notice till we were in the parking garage with just me and 3 other guys. To paint a picture, I'm 5'5", not strong, don't know any defense or anything, walking around a garage with 3 burly dudes who sling truss and stage for a regular Wednesday. I do not know. I've never heard this phrase before. Who sling truss and stage for a regular Wednesday. What the hell does that mean? Who sling truss and stage for a regular Wednesday. Okay. All I can do is continue. All have been drinking, but none of them are drunk. The nice guy says something to the effect of, "Wow, you're pretty dumb. There's 3 of us and 1 of you. Guys could have a lot of fun with that." Cringe. And looks at the other 2 guys for approval of his plan. I went white. I don't know any of these guys from Adam, and I have completely left myself open to attack here. Thank God the driver, the burliest of the burly dudes, looks at him and looks at me as if to say, "Did you just try and get us to agree to attack her? What the fuck, dude? Get away from her, and if I see you around her or alone with a girl again, you'll be pissing blood." The other guy with us, who also looked appropriately horrified at nice guy's suggestion, agreed and said he'd be happy to call his girlfriend to come down here and walk me back to the party. Nigga, why the punctuation? Did you hear that brain aneurysm of a delivery? It's because the guy put 2 unnecessary periods into a sentence that didn't need them. The way this should read is one of the nice guys agreed and, that was horrified, agreed and said that he'd be happy to call his girlfriend to come down here and walk me back to the party. But because of the punctuation, I read it, his girlfriend to come down here and walk me back to the party. Fuck this guy. Turns out that not all nice guys look nice, and not everyone who looks and acts like a nice guy is a nice guy. Did you need this to learn that experience? That's interesting. Married and made babies with the driver of that run, by the way. You married that guy? What a gay story. Bruh, as we continue to the next entry. Wait, is this only 29? My God, we're not getting anywhere. Number 28. He said that he would commit suicide unless I became his girlfriend. I didn't expect to see this low on this list. That's the ultimate nice guy move. Ah, get a look at that guy. Who just cheered? The toughest cookie. No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry you didn't see your cheer on screen because I had the splash image up. There it is. You caught the tail end of it. So that's what's up. Toughest Cookie says, after watching pretty much all of your Ask Reddit videos, it's nice to see a stream for once. I appreciate you for being here, my man. And if you think you've gotten through the majority of my Reddit videos, man, I like to think that you've been watching weeks worth of content, since many of them are like an hour to 2 hours long, and there's almost like a year's worth of them. Pretty scary stuff. Hello, Linda. Hello, Jesus. Stripes is there. Stripe says, Kyle, I watched IT Crowd today. Well, I hope your day is better for it. Can't get enough of that damn show. But as we continue up this list, we reach number 27. Nice guy just got back from a tour of service in some foreign land that he can't disclose due to the mission's secrecy. Right. Cried to my mom about seeing his friends killed in action. First time he meets her. All lies. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. The dude wore fake dog tags. Oh my God. The whole thing was so cringy, but a total nice guy to a young, naive me. So I told him off, stopped answering his calls. Naturally, he shows up at my work, starts sobbing loudly in the middle of the bookstore that I worked at while explaining that he had to lie about the army because he's in witness protection due to him testifying against a mob guy that he had gotten into a gambling debt with, begging me to take him back. Customers and coworkers alike overhear everything. My boss had to 86 him, and my mom had to charge our phone number. Change our phone number. It's a real bummer too, because he had a magnificent dick. Okay. Okay. I guess big dick boys can be nice guys too. That's pretty ridiculous. So we continue up this list. We arrive at number 26. Can you believe that? I was at a friend's house when their friend showed up. He keeps saying that he wants to go to an amusement park, but he has nobody to go with, heavily hinting towards me. My friend suggests that the guy takes me, and I tell him I'm too broke to go. He offers to pay, and I say no a few times. He insists more, and I say, okay, if you insist, but this is not a date, and we are just going as friends. He says okay, and that he understands. He did not. The way there, he kept telling me how beautiful I was and trying to hold my hand. Oh my God. I continued to tell him, I said we were going as friends, and he said, of course. But when we got there, we're waiting in lines for rides, he kept trying to kiss me and hold my hand. I turned my head away, I don't know how many times, and I slapped his hand away, and he continued to persist. Eventually, I just pretended not to feel good, and he took me home. The guy tried to message me on Facebook the next day asking me out on a date. I told him I was not interested in dating him, as I had explained before. We could be friends, though. He then called me a bitch and a cunt and everything else before blocking me. Good riddance. Boy, that's pretty, she made a really dangerous call going out on a fucking, one-on-one encounter with this guy that she, oh my God, what a creep. To be honest, like, the scary part about a situation like that is maybe she would even have to play along a little bit just to secure her ride home if she couldn't call people to get her, because he has her right where he wants her. That's like agreeing to go out on a boat with a guy, you almost have to just deal because of the implication. Number 25. There was a guy in high school who had a crush on me. He was never shy about it, and from day one, he made me feel really uncomfortable. He'd ask me out multiple times a day, always in front of my friends who didn't help because they'd always egg me on to go out with him. I was a new kid in the school, and they'd all been friends with him since elementary school. When I kept saying no, you son of a thank you, prelude, for that donation in my face hole. Thank you tonight. Wrap it up and zip it up tight. When I kept saying no, he assumed that it was because I was seeing someone else, so he started telling people that I was sleeping with random guys in the school. I wasn't. I had no interest in dating any of the boys that I went to high school with. Anytime I tried to tell him to stop doing that, he, and anyone else around for that matter, said that he was just joking, and I needed to lighten up. It all came to a head at the homecoming dance my junior year. He was a senior, so it was his last homecoming. Apparently, the day before homecoming, he told one of my friends that he'd asked me to the dance and that I said yes. What? He had not asked me. I never had any intention of going to the dance. He kept going on to my friends about how special he wanted it to be and that he spent all his money on tickets, gas, new shoes, a corsage. My friend was so excited for him that she went over to his house the day... What was that? Did you hear that? What was that? Jesus, hell, as long as it's not my mother. Oh, man, the fear of Mama Dobson will forever be in Kyle. Noises from the living room. Okay. He kept going on to my friend about how special he wanted it to be, that he wanted he spent all this money on tickets, gas, shoes, corsage, bing my bong, right? So another friend gets so excited for him that she goes over to his house the day of homecoming and helps him get everything ready. She also told all our friends what was going on, so everyone was under the impression that I was going to the dance with him. Let me also add, no one checked in with me that I was going to the dance, so this was all going on without my knowledge. He told everyone that I was going to get dropped off by my parents, so he had all of my friends waiting outside for me. They waited for 3 hours. Apparently, anytime my friends told him to come inside, that I was coming, he'd start tearing up and say, "Just 5 more minutes." So of course I show up to school on Monday and everyone is furious with me. None of my friends wanted to talk to me. I sat alone at lunch for 3 days completely confused about what was going on before some girl I'd never talked to before asked me why I stood this guy up. So I went up to the guy when he was alone, asked what the fuck he'd done, and he started laughing hysterically and said, "If you agree to go out with me, I'll tell everyone it was just a misunderstanding." I never talked to the guy again. It permanently damaged my friendships with several people because they thought I was a massive asshole to this guy who they thought was really sweet. Again, people who aren't willing to listen to 2 sides of a story can suck the fuck that they wrote in on and, die in their sleep. You know what I'm talking about? Even though dying in their sleep would be a little bit too nice. Maybe that's okay, whatever, fine, mean thing to say. I don't care. People who aren't willing to listen to 2 sides of a story might as well be your mother. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck them. Because the bottom line is, you can't come to conclusions without all the evidence. And this asshole manipulated these people that were ripe for manipulation because they weren't willing to listen to this chick's side of the story. It's one thing when you've heard both sides and you take a side, but when you haven't heard both sides, fuck them. They're not the types of friends that are worth having in the first place. So there's the end of that. Wow. Okay. Number 24. I went on a date with a guy that I had met online after a year of talking. I am starting to get fluctuating patterns in the consistency of the stream quality, but I'm going to keep trucking, unlike last time. And if the stream is less than adequate for some of you, then I encourage you after I finish this list to just go watch it on YouTube. And to those of you watching on YouTube, I appreciate the like. Follow me on Twitch. What the fuck? Number 24. I went on a date with a guy that I met online after a year of talking. After the date, I didn't think it would be going anywhere. He had exaggerated what he looked like, Lamau. And after I told him this, we stopped talking. and he called 6 florists in my area to send me a dozen red roses. The worst thing about it was that I had never told him where I lived. He had used my location on Snapchat map for the estate that I lived in. When confronted about the roses, he sent me a full-length song that he had written about me on our one date. I was traumatized. Bitch, y'all better be careful about where y'all showing off you living on Snapchat, girl. I mean, not the dudes. You know, who cares? The police care. You know, they know what you've been up to. They know the kind of porn y'all get into. No, y'all want to see like a dude have a heart attack in the middle. As we continue up the list, we arrive at number 23. I'm a guy. Is the music getting louder? Weird. Sorry, I felt like the music was getting loud. I apologize. Number 23. I'm a guy. I had a close female friend years ago who was super friendly and outgoing. We easily become friends because we had a lot in common, but I never liked her in that way, vice versa. However, her outgoing and friendly personality would often attract nice guys. She was telling me about this guy who she was sort of friends with, who offered to take her shopping one day when she said that she needed new shoes. Being polite and friendly, and also named Fat Man, she went with him, but he insisted on paying for her shoes, which were $200 because he was a nice guy. Then he asked if it was okay for them to drop by his house on their way to her house. When they got there, his mother apparently made a big deal about my friend and left the two of them alone in the house, assuming they were boyfriend and girlfriend. During this time, apparently the guy was grinning sheepishly and taking in all the praise. She had to set him straight after, but he'd get annoyed and harass her about stupid stuff like hanging out with the other guy, friends, etc. I think eventually he got the message, but I thought the story was worth sharing. An interesting story. Thanks for sharing. Good for you, Bing My Bong. Somebody left a pretty lengthy message up here. Toughest Cookie says, I have dealt with a few nice guys creeping on my girlfriend. Every time I try confronting them, they say nothing to me and go to her saying, thanks for sending your boyfriend after me. I was just trying to be nice, or something along those lines. Uh-huh. Intriguing. Tell me more. Number 22, man. What am I going to do? So we continue up this list of 30 cringe-inducing nice guy stories. Number 21. Nice guy from college. We're talking trench coat and fedora, fingerless gloves, pathetically sleazy smile, the whole shebang, in a tropical country. This guy kept trying to talk to me even as I was clearly trying to do my homework. Now, I was okay with multitasking. I could do homework and listen and respond to him, but he wouldn't have it. Hey, you know what? I really hate it when women, yes, not people, women specifically, ignore me. I was dumbfounded, but also really offended, so I shot back that I was listening to him, even if I wasn't looking at him. No, but when I'm talking to somebody, I want them to look at me. Friend overheard this and went off on him faster than I did. He left me alone after that. Not as terrible as the other answers here, but that was my first real taste of that nice guy flavor. Okay, they didn't write that. As we continue up to number 20, I've got a weird one. A good buddy of mine was moving across the country, had known him for a while, and while he's very gay, I am not. We were still pretty close friends. He had his going away party at a very gay bar in Austin. No biggie. I'm comfortable in my heterosexuality. I go, I have a few drinks, I dance a little, and I go home with my girlfriend, who went to the party with me. Well, we get there, and about 20 minutes in, she gets a text that her friend's sister had been in a bad car accident, so she leaves to go help her friend. I decide that I'll stay for another hour or so before heading home. I'm at the bar, having a drink, and I start to feel tired. So I'm going to go outside and call an Uber. As I'm outside, one of the guys from the party group, but whom I don't know that well, asks what's going on. I told him I was leaving. He was like, "Dude, I'll live right by you. I'll drop you off." I didn't think about it at the time. But I would have no clue he would have no clue where I lived because we barely had been introduced at the time. I get in his car, and as we turn the corner, he puts his hand on my leg. I kind of snap out of it and say, "You know what, man? I'm uncomfortable here. Why don't you let me out of the car?" I get the whole, "Nah, bro. I'll get you home safe. It's fine." And he won't stop. He doesn't pull over, comes up to a spotlight. I try to open the door and the door won't open. He won't look at me. And by this point, I'm saying very forcibly to let me go. I normally conceal carry, but not this night. Since I was in a bar and I was drinking, both illegal to carry a gun while doing so. After a few more lights and silence, where I realize he's taking me somewhere against my will, I realize that I have a window breaker on my keychain. It's one of those combo thingies that can cut a seatbelt and break a window if your car is underwater. So I pull it out. And you know he wanted him to pull it out. Immediately break the passenger side window at the next light and try to start crawling out. Luckily, there were like 8 people who saw it happen and came running over. He still wouldn't unlock the door when he saw them run over to help. He opened the door, pushed me out, and sped off. He was in a stolen car, and no one knew him at the party. He had just started associating with our group early on, and I thought he was a part of the party. It was some scary shit. What list is this supposed to be a part of? Okay, because I should have had some different music playing, baby. That was... What? Oh my God. Oh my sweet bing bong. Bro, let's just keep it rolling. Let's just keep it rolling. Number 19. I wouldn't consider that a nice guy story. That was scary as hell. What list is this? I was like 19 years old and working third shift at a gas station, casually sweeping the floor. The door opens and I hear that ding. So I look up, make eye contact with some guy. I can't explain what was going on in the guy's head, but it was like he thought it was some kind of slow motion movie situation. He staggered back, gasping, and widening his eyes while staring at me. I'm not the kind of person to notice this kind of stuff in other people. I felt like I was reading a scene from Twilight in my head. I went behind the checkout counter. He grabs his Red Bull or whatever. He kept obviously looking at me in shock, shaking his head like he was trying to psych himself up for something. Ladies, you know that feeling when you know someone wants to catch your attention and talk to you, but you're trying to keep it casual? This went on for like 20 minutes. And I couldn't accomplish anything because I'm waiting for this dude to check the fuck out. Anyway, he walks up to the checkout counter, super dramatically. I check him out. He stares the whole time and finally sighs, saying, "I never expected to see such a beautiful woman at the gas station. This is fate. You shouldn't be working here. I just can't help myself. I have to ask you to go out with me." I said,
"Sorry, I have a boyfriend."
He seriously looked enraged. He clenched his fists and gave me this overly dramatic, scary look, grabbed his stuff, and stormed out the door. All that time for that, you stupid idiot. He moved his car so the bright headlights were facing the front of the store and sat there until the next customer came. probably an hour later. What? Honestly, I wasn't too scared. It was just like, really? I just wanted to finish my list of duties at this crappy gas station and live my life, but some Joe concocted a bizarre dream scenario in his head, and somehow that was my fault. And his name was Elliot Roger. Okay? What the fuck? Get me out of here. Number 18. We were friends. I like that. Okay, let me get another song here. I had a party at my house a few weeks ago. No, that's the... I apologize. There we go. There's a version of that named the same song, but it has like a voiceover. Number 18. We were friends. One day he decided to surprise me at my house so we could watch Jessica Jones together. Girls love Jessica Jones. Except I was out doing volunteer work that day, so I wasn't home. Did I mention I volunteer? No big deal. He thought it would be romantic or something if he waited for me outside my house for like 5 hours. When I got back, it was like 8 and dark. Well, damn, call me and us and I was not having an easy time reading that, my dude. I apologize. I'm opening up the Streamlabs dashboard to see what that name was. Call me mean us and hand feed me? Bruh. No, call me anus and hand feed me. Okay. And this is exactly the type of first post you'd expect from somebody like that. So there's that. Ugh. I'm so sorry. It really just changed my life, him coming in here. So as we continue the list of 30 cringe-inducing nice guy stories, this guy shows up, she's not there. He waits outside her house for 5 hours. When I get back, it's like 8 and it's dark already. And I ask him what he's doing there, and he says, I was waiting for you so we could watch Jessica Jones. So he sat there for like 45 minutes watching an episode. Even worse, the one with Luke Cage's sex scene too, in absolute silence. It was so painful. Afterwards, he was just like, I'm gonna go home now. I felt bad for him. And this probably isn't nice guy material, but it was so incredibly uncomfortable. Oh, I appreciate this, Linda, who seems to be on refilling the jar duty. Refill the jar duty. Wait, what was that? Yeah, Tough Cookie said these nice guy stories are steaming. They're becoming more and more like horror stories. Thank you again, Prelude. Number 17. I was on a Discord server and I spoke in the voice chat frequently. One time this dude comes in and didn't speak. He only spoke in text chat. He kept putting himself down for attention, so I told him that he shouldn't worry, blah blah blah, just to be polite and try to get him to stop. This went on for quite a bit, and I think he may have taken the politeness as something more. I had already told most people on the server that I don't swing that way, and he got all down about it and literally complained to everyone on the server. He has a crush on me, but she hates him. Fast forward an hour or so and he PMs me saying that it's actually me that he likes. I told him that I didn't like him back, that I was gay, but then he threatened to kill himself. So I told him to stop being so manipulative and to pull himself together. And if he can't manage that, he could pull the trigger. I'm kidding. Look, whatever. She didn't say that part, but maybe I did. You know what I'm talking about? You know it's reach fedora tip milady nice guy tier when he's like, oh fuck, maybe I should fucking kill myself. Yes, what the fuck? Number 16. We were friends until one day on Valentine's Day, he brought out his guitar and sang to me in front of a crowd and ended up asking me to be his girlfriend. I had a boyfriend of 2 years, so I had to say no in front of all those people. The thing is, I had mentioned my boyfriend in almost every conversation, and he still looked completely shocked that day when I told him I had a boyfriend. He was the nicest guy, and I really appreciated our friendship. We stopped talking after that day, though. I felt horrible. Well, number 15. I am a person with some serious issues from my past, and I'm trying to work through them, but my current relationship headspace isn't fit for a good relationship. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Maybe it's just easy to do. Maybe he's got us all for a ride, and he's doing a thing, man. I'm telling you. The above is something I tell most people when I'm laying the ground rules of my side of a friend with benefits or something of that sort. I begrudgingly went on a date with a nice guy who started off by shaming/berating me for dating with an unhealthy mindset. Bitch, he started asking me over and over if I was raped or sexually assaulted in the middle of a crowded bar/restaurant? Bruh. Cue me leaving as quickly as I humanly could, only after telling him that it wasn't going to work out. The next day he turns up at my workplace and makes himself a nuisance outside by constantly asking passersby to ask me to come out of my office. This went on for a while until I left the building, and he handed me a proposal of things he had Googled about what he thought my issues were and how I could fix him or them. What? This dude had a printout. Okay, he also had a bunch of nonsense on how he and I could start a relationship. My God. All throughout, he kept calling me a broken individual, used patronizing language, refused to listen to anything I had to say, accused me of trying to make things difficult and causing a scene, and I decided that politeness wasn't for him. It really isn't for some nice guys. And took a protection order from him, and he then spent I think she means to say that she took out a protection order on him, right? And then he spent months trying to convince our mutual acquaintances that I was a drama queen with severe psychological problems. Ladies, y'all know what y'all want these days when nice guys fall out of control. You want some video evidence, all right, baby? Because the world will fall into a case of he said, she said. You know, with every bit of drama, that's what it is. It's a case of he said, she said. But if you have a video to shame somebody with, throw that shit on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about? People won't be believing the wrong thing when they see the video for themselves, and this person is on that bullshit. And that's what it looks like he was on right here. Thank you, toughest cookie. I appreciate those cheers. You say he pouring one out for the girls that need to deal with these people, eh? Boy, that's what I'm talking about as far as a nice guy story one. That one was pretty intense. Number 14. Ugh. I considered him a friend. Stayed at his apartment when visiting this town. He slept in the living room. I slept in the bedroom. When it got late, he starts making jokes about how he had hidden the bedroom key and that I should get ready for him. I spent the night half awake, fully dressed, out of sheer fear. In the morning, I packed and wanted to leave, but he wouldn't let me go without a goodbye kiss. He physically blocked the door so I couldn't get out. I tried to play it off and somehow managed to squeeze by him without getting kissed, but it was a terrifying experience, and that was the end of our friendship. Well, I hope you women never find yourself in a relationship anywhere near as chilling. Oh my God. Number 13. Some utter creep at work, posing as a nice guy, don't they all, once asked me to join him and 3 other employees for drinks at a restaurant right up the street from my house. I liked the other 3 people who were attending, so I meet them all and had a beer before heading home. This asshole left immediately as soon as I did, just so that he could tell everyone at work that he'd followed me home and that we slept together. Oh! Unfortunately, I had just started dating a huge crush of mine who also worked there. We were dating incognito because he was hourly and I was a director, and that kind of interaction was frowned upon. And I wasn't about to let some bullshit rumor started by this gross piece of shit ruin a good thing, so I went straight to HR, reported his ass for harassment, and he was gone the next day. Oh, there's a little bit of justice served in this fucking motherfucker. Oh boy. Intriguing. A little bit of justice on that one. Wow. Wow, is that the Rhea? Hot bing bong sauce. As we travel up to number 12. I met a guy at a gathering at a mutual friend's place. Sorry, every time I see the word gathering, I think of the Magic, the trading card game. Is it a trading card game? It's probably not. Pokemon's a trading card game. Magic's a game where you keep every card that you ever get because you need to build decks. Decks, D-E-C-K, not dicks. Maybe you're building dicks with cards too, man. Who knows? I won't limit you. Live your life. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Number 12. I met a guy at a gathering in a mutual friend's place and ended up getting stuck talking to him all night. The night ends and I don't give it another thought. A couple of weeks later, he calls my house. I didn't give him my last name or phone number. Since he now has my number, he also knows my address and starts showing up at my house at weird times, sometimes with his equally creepy sister. Okay, see, here's where I know why the author is in the wrong. Thank you, Prelude.
Go boom, D.
Wait, is he blowing up that tip jar? Oh no. Thank God, the majority of it went straight back down into the jar. That would have been scary otherwise. I like the idea that, I like how it was kind of in slow motion, like it was some sort of atom bomb. We all saw our life flash, or the contents of the jar saw their life flash before their eyes. As I continue back to the story, the fact that they phrase it, since he knows my address, he starts showing up, meaning this happens more than one time. I don't like to think that this should happen more than one time without it being made explicitly clear that, you know, he doesn't have the permission to do this. It's an uncomfortable situation. If you do it again, maybe I'll involve law enforcement. Don't be doing this. I didn't invite you. I don't know you like that. You got my number and my phone, my information without me giving it to you. You're a creep. You're a creep. But apparently this is where the story goes from here. It says, fast forward a few years. I haven't lived at home for at least a year. He shows up. Dad answers the door and just tells him I'm not in. Not that I don't live there or anything. Ugh. Later that same night, Dad lets the dog out for a pee before bed. Dog disappears into the backyard, chasing something she really wants to catch, thinks it's a skunk or something, until he hears the gate on the neighbor's fence open and close quickly. The dog has chased a person out of the backyard. My old bedroom window faced our backyard. We don't know for fucking sure, but I think my dog chased that fucking creep out of our yard. Fuck you, Adam. Bitch, you weren't firm enough with this motherfucker. If somebody gets your number and you didn't ask, maybe one of your bitch ass friends gave it to him. Okay. If he calls your phone and you make it clear to this motherfucker, hey, don't call my phone. I don't know you like that. And he keeps calling, block that number. If he now knows where you live and he shows up, let his ass know. Let his ass know I didn't invite you over here. If I see you again, the police are involved. All right? Why y'all gonna fuck around on somebody who is clearly like unstable? The thing is, some people go too far only after they've been given too much. Look at Jesus out here trying to...
This list makes me realize I'm a cringe nice guy with a 100% success rate. Cool.
You laughing at shit like that, Dia? You should, like the stifled laughter is the stupidest part. You're just like, you know what I mean? Bro, that's not funny. Jesus, a nice guy with 100% success rate. Like, I feel like in the context of this list, when we talk about real nice guys, they're dudes that pretend to be something they're not just to further their agenda, which is getting them in bed. So are you saying, Jesus, that's what you... Oh my God.
Making it rain today, sort of.
Well, he is making it rain. Whoa. Yeah, he knocked everything out of that jar. Well, he did. You can't refute that. I appreciate that, toughest cookie. I guess when it comes to nice guys, you're a genuine one. Wait, you're a genuine one, not a fake ass nice guy. You know what I'm talking about? Bing bong. Rhea says changing your number isn't hard either. It just depends on how much you actually value your safety. I've had to change mine before. Damn, Rhea's that hot bitch. I didn't know, guys. Not that Rhea's a bitch. I'm just saying she's that caliber hot lady where dudes are out here like, gotta get them digits. Be calling her without permission. What the fuck? Oh my God. Thank you, Prelude. I appreciate this. Kevin says, that's why we are nice to Kyle. We want to take advantage. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do with me? Number 11. First boyfriend at a socially awkward 16 years of age. Total asshat who wanted a girl to be a total virgin, innocent, but also know how to be a total dirty sub. I was just innocent as fuck. This guy wanted stuff to happen between us, but didn't want to initiate it. I was so not tuned into the sexual stuff, and he obviously didn't realize that I needed to be hand-led through this. What is being a Thank you, Linda. Oh my God, give me a second. He would hint at things, but they would just fly over my head. Like, I went to South America to visit my family, and I was online talking to him, and he said a girl made him an offer. I, to this day, have no clue what he meant. He never said what she offered him. 16-year-old me was like, what? He then decided to attack me for not giving him a BJ. The minute that I met him, he started the rant off with, guys in my class have done stuff with girls, and I finally clicked and lost it on him. The only thing I got from that relationship was a backbone. I bet Jesus is thinking something like, I got a bone for that back girl. It's not funny, but this guy's got 100% success rate, so he probably got all kinds of dumbass lines. I can't see you at all. You're okay? It's too dark in here. Anyway, number 10. He was my coworker and 20 years older than me. I know some people might go for that, but it personally weirds me out. Anyway, he started sexually harassing me. He would call at odd hours. I think he was masturbating. He left me racy pictures in my box at work. So report his ass to HR. You dumb hoe. He gave me presents, so I reported him. Atta girl. Okay. He got a little slap on the wrist. Oh, yeah. But next time he saw me, he started rubbing my shoulders, and I told him to stop and not to touch me. He blew up, started screaming at me in front of all the customers. After that, though, he left me alone. Should have been fired, but at least he left me alone. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he chose another woman to harass in my place. Good thing he's on disability now? Out of the workforce for good. I wonder how he was disabled. Where do you work where people are getting a slap on the wrist for leaving racy photos? What is a racy photo? Like, is he in a Speedo? You know, what is it? What constitutes being fired from HR? Is it like, was he actually in a car in a race? That's not funny. That's just stupid. I apologize. What is racy if it can't get you fucking, if HR doesn't give a shit? Number 9, wouldn't leave me alone while I was working, kept saying, it's such a shame that you have a boyfriend because you're so pretty and I treat you right. Sorry, he's guy. That was uncalled for. I apologize. He said it over tipped, like way too much. Because you're so beautiful. I work at a busy music venue, so he basically had to yell all of this to me while I was helping 100 other customers. I eventually tell him to buzz off, which just meant that he stared at me all night from the crowd, waving at me. How do people bring themselves to act like this? Oh, man. After the lights went up, he came over and launched into this, it's a shame you have a boyfriend. So I gave him some shitty excuse and just booked it. Why? Why? It's at hard to do. I've got a pot of gold at my house. Why come to a show if you're just going to creep on someone while she's working? The dude creeps on me sometimes, but never as a self-described better than your boyfriend guy. Thank you, toughest cookie. I appreciate you being a legit nice guy as opposed to just someone trying to trick someone into doing what you want them to do, you know? It's like it's the manipulation. Number 8. Let me sleep over because I live an hour away and we'd been drinking. He pulls the old, you're really lucky I'm a nice guy. Most guys would force themselves on you right now, but I don't because I'm nice. You're really lucky, despite us having been normal platonic friends for a few months before this, and me having established a few times that I wasn't interested in anything else with him. Who dat? Thank you, West Tim. Or maybe it's WES, thank you much. That's stupid. You're stupid. Number 7. I was at a party. I'm stupid, not you, Wes. I was talking to myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you didn't think that. Can you imagine if Wes was like, I'm stupid. I'm gonna go kill myself. Don't kill yourself, dude. Tell a girl that you'll kill yourself if they don't do something for you, and then you will be one of the 30 nice guys that induce cringe for me to tell a story about. Get a load of this bandana wearing fucking nose piercing guy. You know you want it. How can you resist? I'm sorry to leave the splash image up too long because y'all are probably getting wet, ladies. As we continue up to number 7, lucky number incel. I was at a party when nice guy shows up. He's an old friend of the host who's known for being nice on paper, but a complete asshole misogynist in real life. I tried to keep my distance from him as, what do you mean on paper, my nigga? Do you mean like over text or digitally or online? Because it makes me wonder if this is from like the 1930s when people out here messaging each other like with letters. I'm confused.
Kaboom.
Oh no, he's going to destroy that tip jar. Ooh, it bounced out! How do you feel? How do you feel? That's fucking cool. That's cool. I'm sorry for the reaction. That's cool, dude. I mean, it just goes to show you how the world is a little random sometimes, my dude. How do you feel, dude? Linda's gonna love that. I thank you, my man Prelude. But you may have missed the mark. Okay. Oh, Prelude hitting it with another one. Let's see if this one, please let Prelude get what he deserves. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, not bad. Well done. There you go, Prelude. Sorry about that. They both fell out of the damn jar. That's funny to me. Okay, so here we go. I'm at a party. Some guy's a friend. He's a misogynist in real life. I tried to keep my distance from him as I'd had scary run-ins with him before when he was drunk. He noticed my avoidance and would not leave me alone. So when he took off to piss in the bushes, I quickly went inside to spare bedroom and shut the door behind me so that I could have a minute to breathe. Not even 5 minutes later, The door swings wide open. Hey, buddy, I was looking for you. He comes in and latches the door shut behind him. Then sits down behind me and starts aggressively rubbing my shoulders. Why are your shoulders so tense, buddy? After a beat, I stand up and say, dude, this is super creepy. I'm out. He responds, massages are creepy to you? No wonder you're single. I don't know what needs to happen to a person to make them this oblivious to their own fuckery. You just gotta watch a lot of anime. You know what I'm talking about? I'm kidding. But some people just, they are the definition of oblivion. In the mind, you know what I mean? You could shoot a missile into somebody's brain and it just travel for ages. There's nothing going on in there. Number 6. The guy was probably around not only when the dinosaurs were born, but when dirt became a thing. This is quite the way of saying that this dude was old as fuck. He was super nice and calm, but no was not an answer for him. Ew. Let me walk you to your car. I didn't drive. You shouldn't walk alone. There's some crazy people out there. I'm waiting for a friend. I can walk you to their car. We're actually going to the restaurant there. Oh, come on, I can walk you to your car. Oh my God.
Steamed clams, clean steamed clams. Yum dendiface.
Yeah, Jesus pretty much destroyed that tip jar. He halved it like Thanos in this bitch. Excuse me, everything, what a sacrifice. And with a comment as witty as steamed clams, clean steamed clams, yum. Okay. Thank you. Ultra Instinct says, damn, Kyle bit rich. I don't think that's true because I'm still looking for my paycheck from Twitch. I'm not sure when that happens. I'm gonna have to figure that out tonight. All right. Why is Derptastic disgusted with racism? What's really going on? Anyone know if Kyle is related to the Dops? Cheered refill again? Do what? Related to the Dobsons who had the cops called on them at the subway the other day? Oh no, no, we're not related to them. But the comedy is, my mom sent me that in a text message.
Ultra mint bitch rich.
Ultra mint bitch rich? No, bit rich. You're so mean. I'd expect that from Stripes. Did you say ultra meat? Damn it. I am continuing with this list, which honestly shocked me into silence because I didn't understand what this old man was trying to get out of this young girl, but it just gets worse. I can walk you to their car. We're actually going to a restaurant. Come on, I can walk you to your car. And if anyone tries to stop you, I've got a 12-gauge shotgun in my truck. I've used it on so many people before. What? I'm not going out to my car. I'm waiting for a friend. I know how handcuffs are used as well. I don't care. Leave me alone. Don't you want to know? Not really. You use cuffs on the feet, rope to tie the hands up, then hang people. I've done that once or twice. My friend just went in the restaurant. Goodbye. Thank you, Prelude. Thank you, Toughest Cookie. Ultra mint bitch rich. I actually rented. I also read it as mint, like peppermint bitch rich. Peppermint bitch rich. Yeah. Ultra peppermint. Yeah. Okay. I really do lose myself in these lists. Look, the guy uses the other entrance of the restaurant to come in and stand behind me as I'm telling the host about the situation. Him and another big dude walk me to my car after the oldie leaves. I drive home with 911 typed in my phone. I also didn't drive home immediately because someone followed me. I quickly turned off and drove to a public lit. I'm asking you a question. You're driving and you think someone's following you. Okay? Do you dial 911? Yes. No. You do what they did? Niggas, listen up. If somebody approaches you and they talk about shotguns and hog tying motherfuckers and then hanging them, and then they follow you, what you need to do, if they're following you, is dial 911, notify them of the situation. If you got your phone, sort out the closest police station and organize basically them intercepting this dude, okay? You know, if you're a man, this probably won't work out too well, but if you're a woman, you know, turn on them waterworks. The cops will jump for a lady. And then tell the police that you have big titties as well, so they know what they're dealing with. You know what I'm talking about? Sorry, what was that? No, Vanessa, I needed to see. Vanessa, I can't see, your stupid thing is in the way. Vanessa! Vanessa, the goal was only $10. Vanessa, we bow to you once again. Vanessa, we bow to the queen. Stream queen. She is the queen. As we continue. Do I even want any more of this? I drove home with 911 typed in my phone. I drove to a public lit area, turned out all the lights, and sat in my car until he drove past. I waited with the doors locked 10 minutes in pitch dark before driving home. What if he knew you were there? What if he held you at gunpoint and made you suck that old man dick? What would you do? Guys, call the corny ass fucking police. You know, make them take time out of their framing people for crimes they didn't commit and sprinkling drugs all over people and just searching. You know what I'm talking about? Make the police do their job, okay? Yeah, there are great police officers out there, but we don't see them. Way to obliterate that jar, man. Way to obliterate that Jimmy jar. I appreciate you, Kevin. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about my nose. Number 5. Last semester of college, I had a class with this weird and obviously desperate, but super awkward and negative guy. He acted really fake to boot. He always tried talking to me, but his intentions were super obvious. AKA, women are not human. They are the elusive thing that I need to catch. Okay. One day I ran into the guy at a college shuttle, as in like a bus. He said hi to me, and I did respond with a simple hi. Why, thank you, Prelude. Prelude. I didn't really know him, so I left it at that. He sat behind me and started audibly and angrily muttering to himself about how girls don't pay attention to him. Thank you, Linda. About how girls don't pay attention to him and that he just tries and tries so hard, yada yada yada. That's him being nice, but they're bitches. It was so uncomfortable. He kept bitching the whole time. That's the end of that entry. How did it make it to number 5? Maybe it was one of the first entries. These better be better than this. Number 4. I was trying to leave a fraternity party, and 2 guys guarding the closet claimed that it was a house rule that a girl has to give them her number to get their coats. This was not a place I was familiar with, and it was a narrow hallway tucked out of the way from the rest of the party. They were larger than me, drunk as fucked, and kept trying to sweet talk me into staying upstairs with them instead because they're so nice. Since they had been so nice to make sure no one stole our things at the party, we had to pay them back. One guy even said I could just flash him instead. You actually gave them your number. When the guy started to text me, I only responded with Spider-Man memes until he gave up. Why you give him the real number? Just give him a fake number. Ugh. Fucking creeps. Did somebody post a Spider-Man meme? No. What kind of threat is this? You people suck. This would never happen on 4chan. I'm going back to 4chan. Another one night on 4chan. Oh boy. Number 3. I went on a date from an online social network about 9 years ago, and I still remember it to this day. The fellow had seemed rather nice in our online conversations. He was respectful and intelligent, so I agreed to meet him for drinks at a cozy bar uptown. When I arrived, I spent 15 minutes sitting at the bar. Finally, this bloke walks up to me, looks nothing like the photo in the profile, namely he has a large birthmark of a brown color on his face. Ooh. And he's larger. Not that there's a problem with either of those, it's just that they were not present on the profile. I felt a bit uneasy. Deception is not a good way to start things off. God damn. Moving along, we go to a table with our drinks and get to talking. I immediately notice that he's nowhere near as articulate as he seemed online, and he's struggling to keep a conversation flowing. Suddenly he says, I don't know if you noticed it, but I have a birthmark. Oh? Oh, you mean the one on your face? What's wrong with your face? Where was I supposed to look the whole time where you're talking? At your hands. What? Can you imagine he spoke with a lot of flair and he was like putting his hands in his face the whole time? Really hitting him with the razzle dazzle. Okay, look. I don't know if you noticed or anything, but I have a birthmark. I hope that doesn't bother you. As he scooched closer to me, I told him that I didn't mind, as it was just a birthmark. To which he then says, yeah, the kids used to call me shit stain at school. Nice. Nice. At school. Okay. Okay, I say, a bit uncomfortable. He then spouts a few names of people that we apparently know mutually and says that he rents a house with so-and-so. We should go back and have a few drinks. In my naivety, I thought that was a great idea. You went back to a rented house for some drinks with shit stain. We get to his house, and it's not a house. It's a bachelor apartment in a house, of which our mutual friend is out of town. He does this whole door open thing, and all the whole time. I don't know what that sentence means. Well, at this point, I'm thoroughly creeped out. Red flags were popping up everywhere. I tell him that it's getting late and I had a nice time, but I'm going to have a smoke and get on my way. Suddenly, he goes up behind me as I'm reaching for my pack of cigarettes and tries biting my neck. No lead up or anything. He just pounced on me and tried vampiring my fucking neck. I gave him a shove and said, what the fuck? To which he says, I was bullied as a child. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay. I said, what the hell? To which he says, I was bullied as a child. Don't you want to comfort me? Yes. Yes. This is some nice guy shit. As he tried to go in for another neck dive. No, I fucking do not. Moving out of the way and 100% on red alert. One hand on my purse, mace. I bought you drinks at the bar. You could be thankful for it. Yeah, well, I guess we're both disappointed this evening then, as I took a 20 out of my purse and threw it at him. I promptly walked away to the bus stop. Fucking shit stain. Oh my God. You know that entitlement where you owe me now because of something. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Shit stain. Where's poem for your sprog when you need him? You know what I mean? Can we make that a meme? What are you doing? I was bullied at school. Oh, hell yes. Jesus Christ. Now that's what I'm talking about. That gets an upvote from me. All right. Number 2. Second date, and a nice guy surprise proposed to me in a mall surrounded by too many people. Oh boy. Second date proposal. What do you think's going on with some people, man? They live in some sad, lonely existences, man. Why don't... Number one, okay? Number one on the list of 30 cringe-inducing nice guy stories. A nice guy took my suitcase from me as I was walking down the stairs under the pretext of helping. He wouldn't give it back to me, instead seeing he would help me take it to my bus. I kept telling him I was fine, he could give it back. I got it from here, but no. Of course he sat me in. What does that mean? Holding my suitcase in the aisle as I was forced to take the window seat. He kept telling me that he could get me booze. I was underage and didn't give a shit. I just wanted to go home. I even tried to get off at a stop or 2 or 3 early, but he insisted we take the bus to where he parked his car so he could drive me. I was terrified. Luckily, I texted my uncle, who met us at the end of the bus line. Air Force guy. The nice guy couldn't give me my suitcase fast enough. Well, she did the right thing, and I'm proud of her for getting help in a situation where things could have gone wrong. Ugh. That is so aggressive and disgusting, and the fact that some girls go along with this shit. Women, don't be afraid to shriek, because your shrill voices can get a lot of people's attention. And, you know, you can summon white knights at the drop of a hat. You know what I'm talking about? They'll lunge in your direction. What's going on here? You know what I mean? And here's another thing that I want you ladies to start doing. Don't just, you know, expect another man to jump out in front of you, but yell the phrase, "Someone record this." You know what I'm talking about? So that at the very least, we can have some fancy ass YouTube material in the future of somebody fucking the hell up. You know what I mean? Because the bottom line is, much like a deer in headlights, like a predator that shows up at a house trying to fuck a 13-year-old, and then Chris Hansen comes out and he's just like, "So you're a magician, huh?" And then they go, "Oh, yes, sir." You know what I mean? They're just like, they'll just immediately, they're disarmed. Bruh, people will throw their hands up the instant that they realize they're being recorded. So just be ready. The next No Dick Clip documentary will dive into the preservation of work. I don't know what that is. Are they saying that they're going to take like old games and try to like make them playable on new systems? Demo Disc will be so excited. Bruh, guys, I love you. Hope you had a fantastic night. I hope that you have an even better tomorrow. You'll see me soon. We'll set up a list stream and we'll get crazy. You guys are amazing. I hope you never stop being amazing. And I really am not even sure how to articulate how appreciative I am of all of you. I want to give a special thanks to the toughest cookie. I want to give a special thanks to Vanessa and to Linda, to Kevin, to Prelude, to Jesus, to all of you for being so sweet all night. You know I can't get enough. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and follow me on Twitch, man. That's where the live streams are happening. And again, I just love you. Dia's here, so we'll stream something soon. And I hope you guys have a great night. Yeah, no. I need to figure out getting up early tomorrow. As usual, it's going to be pretty AIDS. But I believe in you guys. Pump it up. Send me stuff to read, because now that I read that stupid Twitter thing, I'm in the mood to get more invested in, not exactly drama, you know what I mean? Because I don't need that kind of negative attention, but just like amusing shit going on. Because that's butt fucking hilarious. That lady got hardcore fired and is too stupid to understand. Why do I feel like I recognize the name Tegu? You know? Why don't you at me, Tegu? I feel like I recognize this. Xavier sent me a picture. This is this guy that I think I used to play Call of Duty with. He sent me a picture of his keyboard that he was trying to show off. And then I remembered a Snapchat story that he posted one time of how he spilt shit all over his keyboard and then had to put rice all over
Link
his
Big
keyboard.
Mama to Discord.
Link Big Mama to that Discord. I know what y'all want. Y'all want some of that spicy Discord action. Y'all want Papa Kyle to hit you with the links. Is that what you want? Well, why don't you take one fucking look at the stream chat right now? Because you know what I'm about to do. You know what I'm getting ready to do. You know I'm gonna bust it. I'm gonna hit you with one of those Discord links, baby. Oh my god. Discord linky. Oh my god. Bazinga. Bazorple.
Bazinga!
Alright, that's enough. I apologize. I'm done. Great night. Great stream. Great viewers. Great Kyle. You know. Hot Carl. That's a sex move. Good night. Bye. 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 Bye.